The JLP has the perfect opportunity now, Neighbour.
Yes, sir.
To kill that strategy.
To kill it.
Why does the JLP have the perfect opportunity to kill that? Yes, kill that strategy. Remember, you know, the political strategy that have been used in Jamaica for ages, you know. They are being ticked off one by one, you know. You don't have crime no more for use as a political football or beating stick. Soon, you will not have healthcare to use as a political beating stick. The social welfare system will be very robust in a short time. And so you won't have that to use. Education is being transformed, so you won't have that to use as no political beating stick very soon. So the only thing that is left, if you realize, is straight personal attack. The PMP has been using personal attacks for the past 5 years. It was when the people demanded that they come with some issues, they come with some programs and some policies that they want to introduce. They were forced. Them go up and chat GPT, go say them do what they call it, manifesto. And then it was riddled with all sorts of nonsense. No, they are not interested in that because that cannot win election anymore in Jamaica for the PMP. But the government, the JLP, have always failed to kill the strategy one by one. You don't need to attack all of them all together. And this strategy, it is full time now for it to go to rest. Full time for you go to the graveyard and go to eternal rest. What do I mean and how can they do this?
Yes, sir. Tell us.
If they understand, when I research, you can see the playbook open wide out in the public. Personal attacks and allegations of corruption. Yes, they still have people in the system that they use as support to sustain these attacks. Like the most current institution we can think of is the Integrity Commission. But the perfect opportunity exists now with the current leader of the PMP. It is so easy to create a messaging, a sustained continuous messaging around the fact that Mark Golding is an open liar.
He's a what? He's a what? He's a liar.
Every other word that comes out of Mark Golding's mouth is a lie.
Hold on.
And guess what? You have evidence. The evidence are there. You're still hearing me?
I am hearing you, sir.
The evidence is there. It was
You said the man is a liar?
Yes, man. It was curious to me when Mark Golding pulled the 2 members from the Constitutional Council. And then about a week later, the press conference proved why he pulled them. They told him that with the new constitution that will be in Jamaica, and when Jamaica become a republic, he could not run for leadership in the new Jamaica. And he realized that was going to be a problem. So what he did, he pulled his members and then decided that he will not be supporting the process going forward. Okay. Against what backdrop? Against the backdrop of previously, 2 years before, standing up in the parliament, it is recorded in Ansard, and said that since we have agreed on these issues, let us move forward with these issues. And then the ones that have not been worked out yet, we continue to work on them. Ansard recorded. The tapes are there. So in a one go, 2 big lie. So because you have this bookie master now, who is a proven evidence-based liar, all you need to ask the people is,
you don't think that's a little strong?
But me just use 2 examples to go well. The man stand up in the parliament.
Let us hold on.
Is a liar and cannot be trusted.
The Prime Minister said.
Okay, there's evidence. So when you find that now, you know, all the campaign need to be about in a neighbor. Why is it that because Mark Golding say so means that's how it go? When this man had lied about this, and you name it, and you show it, then him lie about that, and you name it, then you show it, then him lied about that. So why is it then that after him tell so much of them political lie there, you still, because Mark Golding said, yes, it is so, then it is so. And then you tap that up now, put on the icing on the cake, neighbor. Every time Mark Golding come out, come point finger on the JLP, say corruption over there. One of the member either get charged, gone to jail, get arrested, or something. Now you hear say man gone with 12 dialysis machine. Then you hear now say furniture missing. So what's your name? Pamela Monroe Ellis have to go back in a UE to check because furniture it look like place they furnish out with furniture, government money furniture. So every time so you tap it off, there's enough evidence. And right in this moment, they can kill this strategy that the PMP uses to always attack the jail.
By the way, protecting. You know, I find it incredulous that a prime minister could make such a statement and it just dies.
Because
I mean, come on.
Mainstream media is not going to carry that.
But come on. You mean you're a prime minister of a country describing that a leader of your position as a liar. It's big news, you know, sir. And cannot be trusted.
Guess what? Neighbor, I think one of the biggest mistakes that was made in Jamaica, and at the time when the JLP was opposition, they did not push back, is when Lester Spalding decided to buy, because I think it's about 3 or 4 radio stations, the TV station, the paper. You understand? It was a mistake. You can't have this in a small democracy like this with a small market base.
It's almost like you're creating a monopoly.
Yeah, a media monopoly. Yeah. And so when you control content,
you remember what they said about NCB? It was too big to fail.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
You cannot have them create this kind of monopoly, and then you think that you're not going to have any struggle nationally when it's time to communicate as a government. You are going to have problems. Problems.
But sorry, Harry.
Neighbour.
Harry, just a thought on that. You don't think that the statement made by the Prime Minister ought to have gotten a little bit more attention? It's a very serious accusation, you know. I don't feel comfortable.
Well, the truth behind it in a neighbor is that if the media gives it, a section of the media, those who have the larger portion of the airwaves and so on, they know that if they go ahead and give it more attention than just the Prime Minister's platform and the Minister's platform and so on, they know that it's going to show light, shine light more also on the opposition. And it's going to then start a snowballing effect, which will continue to show, how to put it this way now, it's going to be a narrative in which they cannot control and protect long enough, right? So it's going to be out of their hands. So it will be a situation where they're damned if they do and damned if they don't. And it's just something that Jamaicans are so short-sighted and their memory are like goldfish a lot of times, right? They don't remember things that much. And the media knows this and they play on it. If you look at it, neighbor, on the opposite end, if the opposition says anything, they ensure to double down on it. They have their agents or other journalists come on and ask questions, right? Ask questions that is going to evoke and bring up the story. Even when the story is dying, they breathe new life and breath of fresh air, give it enough oxygen to continue another day or two, which what they do is they try to ignore for the Prime Minister when he makes profound statements like this. They try to bring it out or even drown it out with other stories, which is too tactical approach that they've done. So they've not given it much airtime, and they've also ensured that they take away enough from it and then add new, fresh, what they deemed more, well, I don't want to say for the business sense, more provocative and things that they think that the public would want to hear. And the public buys into a lot of that, right? Which is a sad reality. But that is the nature of having a monopoly, because the RJR group is a monopoly right now in Jamaica, right? And that is the sad reality of it. I don't know if there's going to be any restructuring of it in the near future, but I know a lot of changes are also coming regarding that.
Case in point, Harry, you made the best case ever. Neighbor, you remember last week, since we're reviewing the week that was,
Yes.
when an 8-month-old letter was published by the Gleaner as
Yes.
on-page information, so they bring back an old story to life because they can. That's how the media operate. So Harry is right. They could have continued this. They could have made it a discussion, a national discussion.
Yes, and it ought to be. It ought to be. You don't think?
Right, it ought to be. But because a big chunk of what we call media is controlled by just the comrades, then this is the result of that.
Okay. We have a caller. Ronald. Sorry. Ronald. Hello. Hello, sir. Ronald? No. All right, Harry, we have another 13 minutes to go. What do you expect to come out of this week's news? Any ideas? Anything new?
Well, I'm hoping, Neighbor, it's not anything that will be too much in what's happening with geopolitical. I expect somewhat of that to happen, especially with the the recent strikes that has been happening. Right. And people will draw battle lines and so on. I'm hoping the media doesn't push the narrative on not just the Caribbean region in terms of CARICOM, but push the whole thing for the Prime Minister come and give another share more perspective on it. I think it should leave it where it is, right? When the opportunity comes or when the moment requires dialogue or requires any further communication, I hope that comes.
I think the ministers will be in Parliament this week answering questions about the budget. What do you call that committee again?
The PAC. I'm looking forward to them.
Is the PAC? No, man.
Well, they're the ones reviewing. No. The PAC reviews what's happening in terms of governmental spending.
Right. It's where the entire Parliament reviews the different ministries. So that's going to be happening this week.
Yeah. That's going to be interesting, Neighbor. I mean, it's something I'm looking forward to, because
I think the finance minister is going to be up first.
Yes, because I want clarity on the digital services tax. I said it before. I said it weeks ago that it's very peculiar for me, because the media has been spreading a narrative as well, Neighbor, and they're running with it as if it's gospel. And without that clarity, you cannot say what digital tax will be on, right? Yeah. You can speculate, but what I see the media doing is almost like they're saying this is what it is, being definitive. And you can't do that, because I've seen people bought into it about this, how we're going to do Netflix and a lot of whole other things, Neighbor. So I'm looking forward to that as well. One of the biggest things I want to see, and this is coming from the IC, I want to see what they'll say, if anything at all.
You mean the Integrity Commission?
Yeah, regarding both leaders not being certified just yet. And I'm going to say both leaders because I know the Prime Minister wrote speaking on it before. But the groundbreaking thing is that Mark Golding is also not certified.
Sorry, clear that up. Golding is not certified?
He's not certified.
He started their declarations for 2025?
For 2024, coming in is not certified. The last, and I've been doing a lot of digging, right? The last publishing, because whenever the IC does it, right, they put it out public on their website and so on, that you can look at the Gazette and go through all the information. The last one published is 2023. And we're in 2025. one of the biggest news is that Mr. Golding has to also look back on his statutory deduction on some of the investments that he declared. There are some calculations in it which seems off. I don't want to go into the calculations, no. I want the IC to finish, right? Because there are some level of returns, neighbor, that if you're in finance, you will question it because the risk to get that return does not sit in the age demography of Mr. Golding. Wow. Right? You'd have to be taking a risk as if you're a 20-year-old to get those returns. And the assets you'd also have to be investing in are also extremely volatile, especially with what's happening geopolitically.
What a prick.
So I'll leave that in that area, but I want to see if the media will pick it up to shed some light on it, because they've run with it against the Prime Minister. So it is only fair, and you see how it ties back in with what we were saying earlier, that both political parties are not judged by the same stick, because the media ran with the whole thing throughout the election, especially in the debates. Give it a lot of oxygen so it could go through and survive, even through Melissa, right? The disaster that we had. People were still mentioning, integrity and so on. And what I'd want from Mr. Golding is to come out and be and embody what you asked of the Prime Minister. He asked the Prime Minister to come out and say why he wasn't certified and so on. Now, as somebody who is looking to become the leader of Jamaica, you have to know, measure up. You have to do what you say. You can't talk the talk and don't walk the walk. You can't do as I say and not as I do, right? You have to now step in, and as a leader, you have to, because the truth, neighbor, if you realize, it is not coincidence that Mr. Golding has been a little hush-hush right throughout, because he hasn't been certified, and there's a lot of work to be certified when they require certain information from you, right? And as such, you will not be focused on leadership per se because of what this means. And hence why I'm looking at him, shunning away from the spotlight and so on. We see other member of parliaments of his party coming up, like Nikisha Burchill and those persons taking the limelight on matters that the opposition leader should be speaking on, right? And I suspect this is in science, we do deduction. Me deducing from this activity that he is a little bit preoccupied with providing that information to the IC. It doesn't mean that he's doing anything illicit or illegal or so on. But the truth remains, you are uncertified. And if you're integrity boss, you have to stand on business.
He's the integrity boss?
Well, that's what they've called him, especially Mr. Perry.
Yeah, Mr. Perry. I haven't heard from him in a while. Hello there, Mr. Perry. What's happening to you? I haven't heard from you in a long time. By the way, moderator, where is Daphne? Yeah. So you're expecting that there are going to be some interesting things coming out of the Parliament this weekend?
Definitely, Neighbour, definitely. Because I really want to especially the budget, I really want to see how we can best go through it.
And then the finance minister speaks next week, opening the budget debate.
Yeah.
The 10th of March, eh?
So it's going to be very interesting. I do hope the Jamaica that we're looking to build, the people, changing the mindset, they do tune in to the budget debate to see exactly what is it. Because I can tell you, neighbor, the opposition will come and clutch at straws, and the media will push it as if, they have the handle and the administration has the blade.
Yeah. Okay. Protecting?
Yes, neighbor, I'm still here.
Anything new that we can expect coming up this week? Anything new on your mind?
I'm looking forward to the discussions surrounding Cuba, the continued discussions.
Yes.
And I'm looking forward to hear what date CARICOM, because CARICOM need to move now since them planning to send aid. I'm looking to see that hopefully before the end of the week. them can send off some stuff because the people in Cuba, they are really going through hell. I'm also looking
But
to
by the way,
see.
Mr. Joel and Silvera, when is his matter when is he going to be sentenced?
I think them said the 4th of March, so I think it's this week too.
Oh, that's going to be a big story, and it's going to be in camp. It's going to be for the public to see.
And you see, I have some thoughts on that, but you know, as we have the discussion this week, you know, I will share my
we can
thoughts.
leave it to that.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to the unfolding or the unraveling of the budget and the line items there, and you know how the taxes will be applied.
Yes,
And you know, I'm looking forward to when the committee sits, because it will be a budget committee.
that is this week.
Yeah, when they go through
Line by line.
Yes. You know, and the questions are asked. I think we'll get some more information there. I am also looking forward to the government's there should be an announcement sometime soon on I think the project. I don't remember if the project that is supposed to be from Ferry to go over Portmore there across the swampland. I don't know if that will be anytime soon, but there will be some announcement of some project. There are a lot of projects coming on stream this year in a Neighbour. There are a lot of game-changing projects that will be coming on. And somebody told me that this week there will be some announcement. I don't know of what, because they didn't go into details. But I'm looking forward to this week. It is going to be a very busy news week. That situation in the Middle East, or what is referred to
how
as
do you think that is going to play locally here, the Iran situation?
Not even those who have the expertise in the area don't know how it's going to play. We just literally have to go watch and see, because what is happening, Iran know that America they too far and them not no missile send go America. So what they're doing, they're hurting America's friends, their allies. And again, it's warfare, and this is a good strategy for warfare. So America, you know, kick off a war, but left its friends in harm's way. And I'm going to really be watching closely to see how this plays out, because Iran is not just going to lay down and just die. And this is the risk that some experts warned against early up in the deliberations, and especially the ranting by the US president. And you know, again, America always bad, so you know, bad people are always do what them feel like. But it is not that you are able to cause damage. You can't catch Quaco, you catch him shot. And that's why you see bomber drop in a Jordan, bomber drop a Bahrain, bomber drop all about. Even in a Saudi Arabia, bomber drop. Because
protecting Saudi alone get touched. So you have Bahrain, Doha, Qatar.
Yeah.
Everybody except Saudi.
Except Saudi, well. So at the end of the day, I don't think, Neighbour, that what was intended is going to be born out of this. I don't think that it is going to end well. By any calculation, I don't think it will end well. And I think it was a miscalculation by those who decided that this is the route they're going to take. It was a miscalculation. They could have continued with the re-engineering of the world's economy, how they were doing it. They could have done it that way. This now is going to be a stick in the spoke. This is going to cause a lot more issues than I think those who kick it off had intended. And I'm watching very closely. And Neighbour, I am concerned. That's what I'm saying.
protecting, to be honest, it already start because real estate in Doha and sections of Saudi already have been going down,
Yeah.
right? So it's I think in
It's
terms of only
messy.
trade
It's
is
messy.
one of the things to look at specifically when it comes down to it, because while Iran doesn't want to hit the allies of US per se, what they're going is trying to target the bases
Mm-hmm.
in these countries, and they've strategically within an hour neighbor, after being hit, Iran activated their strikes, and they've
And
gone
hit US
after both.
bases.
Yeah,
That's
they
the
just
intention. Yeah.
yeah. So within an hour, everything. So Israel, Doha, Bahrain. There's about 4 others, right? That they just all strikes, everything all out. And it's strategic because they aren't looking to hit cities of civilians. They're going after the exact US bases, which implies to me that they've been eyeing these bases for quite a while. And as such, strategically, they know once they got hit, they can then activate everything else. And we can't fault them in terms of that aspect.
And we have to
Because no,
note, sorry, Harry, we have to note that this again is a distraction. There's a greater game at play, neighbor, listeners, and to literally kickstart World War III is a distraction.
Wow.
Because what is really coming and what they really want to do, they can't just do it in broad daylight or do it, under the notice of anybody. So this is just a distraction. The world is being re-engineered, neighbor. The only good thing I'm happy about here is that this time that the world is re-engineering itself, led by the superpowers, we have a good leader who is paying attention, and I am sure he's going to make sure Jamaica benefit from this re-engineering. We are about 5 years away, neighbor, from a digital world. We're 5 years the most, 5 years the most, 3 years the least away from a digital world. Very soon, you're going to realize that it is just digital money. And that's the reason why the government in Jamaica, led by the former finance minister, told us that we can sit down and go and wait and talk about you and go in a bank of giant line with book. Soon and very soon, that won't exist. And as you see already, the government is falling in line with the global financial transactional policies. Never before Jamaica was able to do cross-transaction because we were on grey list and black list and dark list. And Jamaica is now falling in line and becoming aware of the importance of these things, because yeah, people at Jamaica now shop on Amazon and get it next day.
Absolutely.
And these things are significant to how the world will run efficiently and how convenience is going to matter as we move forward. So there's a re-engineering of the global space, and there has to be some distraction to do the most significant parts. A matter of fact, I think them developed the hardwares already. They are just creating the distraction to plug in to make the connections. And that's what I think is happening here. It's just sad that hundreds and thousands of people will have to lose their lives for this to happen. But we're their neighbor. And we have to just be careful. We can go and watch, but we have to be smart people. We need to start paying attention. Those people who say them not pay attention to current affairs and all of that, we need to pay attention, because literally we can walk into a trap. We can walk into a war zone, literally.
Let me take a break. We'll come back and wrap up.
Yeah.
Much harder, the reason for me.
5 minutes after 9 o'clock, the curtains are coming down on the Politics Plus podcast for this week. Please remember that you join us tomorrow. By the way, listeners, I have a little thing to do tomorrow, so I'm going to be a little late. Okay, I'm going to be later than 7 o'clock. So, don't. I won't be with you at 7, but I'll be with you tomorrow nonetheless. All right, just I'll just hold on there. I'll tell you what. We have of protecting this way, my girl. That's right, my girl. You make me feel this way at 7 minutes after 9 o'clock. All right, protecting. As we bring the curtains down, and that's a very interesting perspective you're sharing there, protecting. Final thoughts?
I mean, patriotic Jamaicans, as I was saying before, we need to really start taking note.
Yes.
Gone are the days when we could just go along with our daily lives.
Yes.
And we just gaze and we'd have no interest in certain things. The world now has become a small global village. I mean, you have people in Jamaica now who will just feel like they want to travel and just book a ticket and go to the airport and jump on a plane. You might be flying into a war zone. You might be heading somewhere that there is a storm. You don't know. Pay attention, my Jamaican family. Pay attention. And always remember that global conditions affect every local community everywhere in the world. Everywhere in the world because of how the world is structured. So, stay tuned to BBC or CNN, whichever one, so that you can get a first-hand understanding of what's happening. Stay tuned to Jamaica media so that you can be updated with what the government is doing and how our country is moving forward. We have made many good strides. Last week, George Davis publicly big up the Prime Minister.
Yes.
Because it is something that must be done. It is the right thing to do. We have had bad Prime Ministers. We have lamented for decades how the country was running bad.
Yes.
Now that we have a good one running the country good, we need to big him up, we need to lift him up, we need to pray him up, and we need to play a part in ensuring the welfare of the whole human race. Bless upon yourself, neighbor.
Take care of yourself. Have a fantastic day. Catch you tomorrow.
Respect.
Change your mind. Go about leaving.
4 neighbors, 1 mic. Chromas, are you there? Chromas?
Yeah, I'm a good man. I'm a good listener to them. I like listen sometime and learn. I'm a good.
Why don't you
speak, just listening, you know.
Why don't you join us for this segment? Since Scratchy is not here this evening. Are you hearing me, sir? Hello?
Yeah, man, I hear you, man.
You are going to be our special guest for this segment. It's called 4 neighbors, 1 mic. So Scratchy is not here, so it's me, you, Caroline, and Harry. You up for it?
All right, go on now. Yeah, man.
We're gonna ask you some tough questions. Coming up. Stay with us, Chromas. Use this one for me. Let's take this from the top. Let's bring it in. Bring it in.
No, DJ will do that.
No, Eastern, yeah, but Eastern. That's why I lead with it.
Oh, okay.
I feel like it would definitely be vast, because I think, you'd see the real side of him. I don't think you get much deviation. And as such, you get to experience that.
Thomas, you have a question, sir? You have anything you want to ask the panel? Go ahead.
I'm too clicking on my mind right away. I give me a few minutes, a few moments there.
No problem.
Sir Gary, give me a few more think on it.
Harry, brother. Hey,
ready now.
You ready?
Yeah. My question is, would I like to see when Neighbour Cuba in the future? Would I like to see Cuba in the future?
How would you like to see Cuba in the future?
In the future, yes. As a neighbor, closest neighbor.
Harry, you want to take that?
I think Chroma's it very tricky, but definitely I'd want to see them more of a liberated state, at least trying to get back to their glory days, one of the best in food, one of the best in cultural heritage, these things that can bring back the dignity of the people. So I'd want to see them, more of a realizing their potential, the potential that was robbed, regardless of what the issue was or the regime that was there. It's especially in vehicles too, neighbor. Because if you look at Cuba, they have some good old vintage, and the truth is, it's just to see them more experiencing the freedom and living up to the potential that they can, and hopefully help us to form a Caribbean bloc. Let the region be an entire bloc, and then we can then possibly move us and shake us on the global stage.
That's a fantastic. Well, I tell you the truth. Cuba is such a fascinating place that I believe that the Caribbean would be much stronger with a stronger Cuba. I tell you the truth. And not to mention the system of education and culture. It really would be a marvelous thing to live to see Cuba flourishing as the largest Caribbean island.
I never really listen all week, but your show all moments is always be at the favorite moments, You come on, Jay, can you see your show? Your show is the #1 show. I learn a lot. I so appreciated to be in the box tonight on your anniversary. I so taking this special.
Well, this is not the anniversary show, sir. This is not the anniversary show at all.
Okay. But is it when is the 1 year?
Anniversary month.
Okay. Even the month, no matter. Same difference. See me?
Yeah.
So up in the box tonight. I appreciate it and I love it. And I love everything tonight. I love the program, everything. And congratulations again. And nice to take part in this live tonight and such. But I'm a great listener. I was come over this coming here like a university. So I do more listening more than I was speaking. So sometimes I just see in the comments and just listen.
Thank you, sir. I really enjoyed listening to Dorlan Francis.
Yes. He's a good historian too.
Yeah, right. And the history to me is fascinating.
Yes.
I got a lot of content from listening to him. So
connected the dots is a good historian too. That Bridget. Connected the dots. He's very good too.
Caroline, your favorite moments on the show this week? Last week?
It was yesterday, Neighbour, when you had no show.
Oh my God.
And Jamaicans listening. So the soapberry waste plant treatment, they're looking to divest it, similar to what they did with Trans Jamaica. So they're looking to come to market sometime this year. So, listeners, diaspora and locally, if you want to invest into Jamaica and of course get back good returns, this just might be another one that blows up in a few years' time as well, because it will not only expand real estate growth because they need the waste plant to be expanded, but it also will ensure that there are more jobs coming in to Jamaica as well, and this is directly from the government.
All right. So listeners, that's it for tonight. We'll catch you tomorrow.
No, Neighbour, Harry wanted to ask his question.
Say?
Harry
Okay.
wanted to ask his question.
Sorry, go ahead, Harry.
Aaron asking question.
Caroline. All right. This one for DJ Chromas. You've listened and so on, and a minister of moderation and mediation. As a DJ, which song from your catalog would you say embodies Caroline?
Holy song, if I'm going to think, holy song,
Just one, man. Just one. And Neighbour, you can play that song if you have it when Chroma speak.
Give me a moment to think about it. Never expect that one, boy. I want to sudden